of Times, episode 161, from this undisclosed door-looking area. That's an undisclosed door-looking area. And with the brand new Sting t-shirt. That's brand new Sting t-shirt. I believe QT Volk's favorite Sting match of all time was Sting versus Bill Irwin from the Clash of Champions. That's Sting versus Bill Irwin from the Clash of Champions. While Beast Barnett's favorite Sting match, I believe, according to rumors, at the Scatter Creek Rest area, where the old broad that serves coffee and hands out messages told me Beast Barnett's favorite Sting match of all time is Sting versus The Big Show, when The Big Show is still the Giant in WCW. So Beast, a fan of Sting versus the Giant, I believe from an episode of Thunder. That's episode of Thunder. And on 161, I would like to thank the fine people over at Lucha Underground for sending me this Lucha sticker from Lucha Underground, the Rey Network, sending it to me because I was one of the first 1,000 people on the Twitter to send them my details so they could send me said Lucha Underground sticker. Lucha Underground, home of Lucha stars such as Big Rick and the son of Havoc, who apparently is the son of Dave Hollenbeck, and Vampiro and Matt Stryker as announcers. And they appear every Wednesday on the El Rey Network. I believe QT Volk's a big fan of the Lucha Underground. I believe his favorite Lucha Underground performer, Johnny Mundo. That's Johnny Mundo. So, you know, if you were lucky enough to get one of these Lucha Underground stickers, you were in the first 1,000 people to ask for one, then you got a piece of history there. And 20 years from now, you can go to the gold and silver pawn shop in Las Vegas and say it's only one of 1,000. And you're like, yeah, I don't see any proof with it, so I'm going to ask like 25 cents for it. And the guy's like, it's worth 1,000. He's like, well, okay, 35 cents, not a penny more. Take it or leave it. I got to make a profit. That's what'll happen. And pamphlet of the Sign of the Times, QT all about pamphlets. If you see QT, normally you see him reading a pamphlet. He loves pamphlets. Loves pamphlets. The Facebook, the YouTube, where you can probably see me right now. That's right about now, you can probably see me on the YouTube. And on the Twitter, where I am followed by such people as J.J. Williams, and also Karn Alexander, and also Beast Barnett. They all follow me, but not literally, because that'd be weird if all of them got together and just started following me. It'd be a little bit weird. Look at this. Personalized photo of Seymour Snot. That's personalized photo of Seymour Snot, who will be on Turnbuckle in 2015. I don't know why it took us so long. I have no clue. No clue. As will Team IOU, which has a comic book about a dog and a boy and a dog. They will also be on in 2015, but not with Seymour Snot at the moment, unless we could combine them on a future date and have all of them on at once. That would be the biggest show in show history. QT Volks may or may not be able to stand that much excitement. He may start to interview them and he'll ask Carrie Awful something and just drop dead of a massive stroke. Because the excitement would be huge. I'm not going to lie. It would be huge. And if you go to CaseyCarlisle.com, it's CaseyCarlisle.com, you can get QT's favorite photos, which you could purchase, then take to the funeral home and lay in his casket with him so he could be buried with said photos. Or perhaps you're like, well, that's not a very big casket. You could go to CaseyCarlisle.com, get smaller photos of Casey Carlisle, and then put them in QT's casket. I'm going to guess he would go with like a Alberta pine casket. That's what I'm guessing. But that's up to the Journal of the Northern Army's Brummage. She may just cremate him and dump him in the Cowlitz River. But hopefully Casey Carlisle will come to QT's rescue after he has a massive stroke, wearing that particular hot nurse's outfit, and resuscitate him, and then hang out next to a barn where QT could recover by riding horses. That's horses, because QT very into the equestrian. Very into it. He watches that equestrian event at the Olympics every single time it's on. I believe he may make a couple of side bets with Beast Barnett on who wins. There, Casey Carlisle is at Hot Nurses U, where she was learning techniques on resuscitating people after they had massive strokes due to the excitement of interviewing Seymour Snot and a boy and his dog. And then she won a large title belt. She has held many large title belts. That Valkyrie title belt, huge. Nearly the size of the NWA World title belt for women, but it's pretty much a toss-up which one's bigger. There she is, angry. Angry that she had to take time out of her day to resuscitate QT, who had just finished watching Sting versus Bill Irwin in preparation for interviewing Seymour Snot with Team IOU as one huge joint venture, and then he just couldn't handle it. But maybe, after having gone to Hot Nurse U and graduating with honors, she could help with Team Bad Knees. Maybe she could take all their knees, turn them into good knees. And business card of Casey Carlisle. Look at that. Business card. So, this week, a busy week as we wind down 2014, going into 2015. As usual, I will take the time to thank all the promoters that use me. Find people at SCW there in Paulsbo, Washington, as well as Bremerton, which is a town where Wildcat Chris Harris was born, apparently. I learned that in 2014. He really was. So thanks at SCW. And then down at BCW, down at Blue Collar, I worked there many times. Got assaulted more than once. So, apparently they need to tighten up the referee gets assaulted policies there. Maybe the 2% owner could 10% up the fines. Maybe that would teach people. And then, to find people at Heroes and Legends, I worked there, representing NGW Northwest. So it was like Northwest meets Midwest. NGW invades Heroes and Legends. I worked both of them all at the same time. It was really surreal. Nikolai Volkov was there. He could attest to it in Russian and English if you asked. Also, there was Al Snow, but he's a little bit out there. I don't know if he could attest to even being there himself. I don't know. And then, I also had the chance to work for the UWF in Georgetown, Kentucky a few times. Always enjoy my time in the UWF, so thanks for the people there for having me. And of course, HBW, where I returned from a near-death experience, nearly killed, and then I beat Cameron Starr in a match that apparently people don't remember, because they act like I hadn't been there in a year when I came back like 5 months later. But I had beat Cameron Starr. Brian Alvarez ran out of stars to rate that match. It was so good. And then I, of course, went back for the anniversary show where I led Yukon Mike, who is undefeated when teaming with me, and Stompin' Steve, who is like 25 different personalities in one and eats nothing but pretzels and cheese and is bloated out to 486 pounds. Carry them all to a big, huge win against the JWO and Bobby Black. Bobby Black has yet to defeat me in any type of match where we have participated in against each other. He's never defeated me in any form or fashion. So Bobby Black, you're 0 in lifetime against me. It's like the Undertaker's streak, only bigger. Much bigger. Huge. The new streak ongoing. And, of course, I also worked for WCWO, where I suffered a horrific ankle injury, which is still apparently healing because I'm in this giant boot-like structure. But I will heal and be back to seek my revenge against Sean Kemp. It'll be like when Dennis Rodman was wanting revenge for that scuffle in the finals, and then he did it by winning the championship. It'll be something like that, but not exactly. Ankle for an ankle, perhaps. We will see in 2015 at the Outlaw Arena, located at 1151 South Kentucky Avenue. So I will be back, WCWO. Thanks for having me this year. I will see you in 2015, perhaps with better luck. And yeah, that's pretty much where I worked this year, And also, Apologies to Terry England, who I was supposed to work for, but suffered a horrific ankle injury only hours beforehand and was not able to attend. But hopefully I will get there in 2015 to make that date up for him. Now this week, busy week, today being Sunday, earlier in the day we had Mr. Wrestling 101 Michael Reed and as Dimitri proudly and happily shouted, "Wrestling!" He is the throwback to the mid-'80s style of wrestling. One of the most popular men in all the Midwest right now. Competing all over the place. If you're not familiar with Michael Reed, you should listen to the show, hit the archive, listen to it, and then check him out on the YouTube. He's tremendous. You should enjoy Mr. Wrestling 101 Michael Reed. And we had the return, after a very long hiatus, of the Ox Harley story. One of the most popular segments of Turnbuckle in all of its history. The Ox Harley moment. Sadly, Mr. Wrestling 101 didn't have a specific Ox Harley moment, but he came through, had a few things. Monday this week, kind of looking free. Tuesday, the George Mack show. Mrs. Sign Guy apparently the guest, because George Mack out of the blue invited her. She out of the blue accepted, so she will be on there. Perhaps she will discuss QT's favorite match with Sting of all time, Sting versus Bill Irwin. We could get a solid hour out of that 10-minute match. I'm sure we could. We might. On Wednesday, kind of looking free because Lucha Underground off until the following week where they will have their first championship match. Thursday, pretty much looking free as well. Friday, we have Frankie Valentine of UIW down in Georgia. He is not related, to my knowledge, to Greg Valentine, but I will ask. Oh yes, I will ask him that. On reviewing this, Sunday, we had Mr. Wrestling 101 Michael Reed with us. It was great, tremendous, it was huge. On Monday, looking free. Tuesday, Mrs. Sign Guy on the George Mack show. Perhaps George Mack will ask her favorite all-time Scott Hall match, which I will guess would be when he teamed with Kurt Hennig and faced Playboy Buddy Rose and Doug Summers for the titles. I will guess that. On Wednesday, looking free without Lucha Underground on. Thursday, also looking free. Friday of next week, Frankie Valentine. So pretty much from this undisclosed door-looking apparatus here, where I'm wearing the brand new Sting t-shirt, where I believe that Rex Razor Sharp's favorite Sting match of all time was when he wrestled Ric Flair at the Great American Bash 90, episode 161,